What if the place you went to escape the world became the thing that devoured you? What if every shadow in the hallway knew your name and whispered it back to you at night? And what if madness wasn't just inside your head, but inside the walls themselves? Stephen King's The Shining isn't just a horror story. It's a mirror, one that shows us our deepest fears, our loneliness, and how fragile the human mind really is. Published in 1977, this masterpiece follows Jack Torrance, a man given one last chance to fix his broken life, and takes him and us to the Overlook Hotel, a place that feels alive, hungry, and patient. King himself has said the inspiration came after he stayed in the real-life Stanley Hotel in Colorado. He and his wife were the last guests of the season. The halls were empty. The wind screamed through the windows. He dreamed of his son running down the hall, chased by something unimaginable. When he woke, The Shining was already alive in his mind. Picture it. The hotel sits like a giant, lonely crown on a mountain. The air is thin, sharp with pine and snow. Inside, the carpet is plush. The chandeliers glow softly, and everything feels too quiet. You can almost hear the tick of the clock in the lobby. You can smell the faint, dusty perfume of old velvet curtains. The Overlook Hotel isn't just a building, it's a trap. And Jack Torrance is already walking toward its center. Jack is a man on the edge, a former teacher, recovering alcoholic, and writer desperate to get his life back. His wife, Wendy, is hopeful but nervous, carrying quiet fears about Jack's temper. And their son, Danny, well, Danny has the shining, a psychic gift that lets him see what most people can't. Danny doesn't just see ghosts, he hears their thoughts. He knows their intentions. And the Overlook has a lot to say. As the snow falls, the road to the hotel closes. The Torrance family is alone. At first, it's peaceful. Jack writes, Wendy cooks, Danny plays. But then the hotel wakes up. Danny begins seeing terrifying things. A woman in room 237, a man in a dog costume at a phantom party, rivers of blood pouring from the elevator. He hears the voices in the walls, and they are calling his father. Jack begins to change. His smile lingers too long. His temper grows short. He feels the hotel whispering to him, promising him greatness, respect, redemption, if only he will do what it asks. And what it asks is unthinkable. This is where The Shining becomes something bigger than just a ghost story. The Overlook Hotel isn't just haunted, it's a kind of monster, feeding off pain and tragedy. Every horrible thing that has ever happened there leaves a mark. Every death, every scream, becomes part of its soul. Jack isn't just losing his mind, he's being claimed. And we can feel it happening, slowly, like ice cracking under our feet. The story builds like a slow, echoing heartbeat. Jack stops writing. Jack stops sleeping. Jack starts drinking, even though there's no alcohol left in the hotel. And then, one night, Jack enters the gold room and finds it full of ghosts, dressed in fine clothes, laughing, dancing. They greet him like an old friend. They give him a drink. They give him purpose. When he leaves the room, he isn't just Jack Torrance anymore. He is the caretaker. And the caretaker's job is to correct his family. This is where The Shining becomes something bigger than just a ghost story. The Overlook Hotel isn't just haunted, it's a kind of monster, feeding off pain and tragedy. Every horrible thing that has ever happened there leaves a mark. Every death, every scream, becomes part of its soul. Jack Torrance is not an evil man when the story begins. He's a man who wants to do better, a man we might root for, and that's what makes his fall so heartbreaking. The book forces us to wonder, is the Overlook really haunted, Or is Jack simply losing his mind, trapped with his own demons? And maybe there's no difference. The Shining has become one of the most famous horror novels in horror history, inspiring Stanley Kubrick's legendary 1980 film and Mike Flanagan's haunting sequel, Dr. Sleep. But it's more than just a ghost story. It's about addiction, rage, and the terrifying thought that the people we love could hurt us. It reminds us that horror isn't always about what's hiding in the dark. Sometimes it's about what's hiding in us. When we close the book, we can still hear the wind howling through the Colorado mountains. We can still see the empty halls of the Overlook, waiting, patient, watching. And somewhere deep in those halls, we can still hear the faint sound of a typewriter, clicking away, spelling the same line over and over again. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. If you enjoyed this journey into the haunted heart of The Shining, give this video a like and share it with someone who loves a good scare. Tell me in the comments, do you think the Overlook was really haunted, or was Jack's madness the true monster? And if you're ready for more chilling stories from the masters of horror, make sure to subscribe. There are more shadows to explore.